Hello, friends and family, and welcome back to the 2023 Discraft's Great Lakes Open, presented by Grip 6. Coverage brought to you by Ace Run Pro. This is a Disc Golf Pro Tour playoff event, the first one of the season, and my name is Holly Finley.
And I am Raven Klein. We're back here in Milford, Michigan at the Kensington Toboggan course for day 2 of this playoff event. Absolutely gorgeous weather today. I mean, a little windy, but sun was shining, hard to complain. On our card today, we have Missy Gannon. She was first in Scramble in that first round. Following her, Jennifer Allen, second in C2 putts and in birdies.
Second in C2 putts, I know she's proud of that stat.
Yeah.
Next up, Alexis Mandujano, sitting 5th in Circle 1 putts at 91%. Rounding out the card, Ella Hansen, 3rd in birdies at 33%.
And that's an impressive first in C1 and regulation stat, too.
Here we are on the infamous hole 1, a par 3 downhill 545 feet, surrounded by out of bounds on all sides. Today we're playing a different pin position than yesterday, and it's about 10 to 25 mile an hour winds with variable gusts. So off the tee, forehand players will have an advantage, or if you have a juicy backhand turnover, that would work well here. Looking to get up there anywhere in Circle 2 and pitch up and take a par, but a birdie is a bonus.
New York, Missy Gannon.
You can hear that wind, and this was just the start of it today.
It was about 62 degrees when we started.
I felt right at home.
You would from Minnesota.
Missy going with the backhand turnover, and she does, it looked like she leaked OB, but we'll have to see for that one.
Jennifer Allen.
Jennifer Allen, world distance champion. It's going to be neat to see her play the course today. Rock 3 off the tee, backhand turnover, and Jennifer Allen's in the middle.
I like that she kept that low and didn't leave too much room for the wind to get to it. A lot of times on the backhand turnover, people will cut roll from the right hill all the way OB left.
If you want to see an incredible putting display, go watch Alexis Mandujano at the DGPT All-Stars event. Mandujano with a forehand off the tee. And unfortunately, she is out of bounds on the left side.
From Seattle, Washington, Ella Hansen.
Ella, one of the most exciting players to enter our scene in the last couple of years. If you're not following her journey, you need to start right now. Forehand off the tee for Ella.
And right in the fairway, so she'll have a simple, open approach to the basket.
This is Alexis's 3rd shot after going OB. Nice little backhand putter. She's given herself a 50-foot putt on an elevated basket, which could be tricky.
I'm throwing her razor claw for an approach, leaving it a little bit shy.
Jennifer Allen jump putts her Yeti AVR inside the bullseye. Ooh, Missy barely safe.
Wow. Might have gotten a little pushback from that bush there. Missy just at the edge of the bullseye. You can see the whisker there next to her.
Alexis decides that that's not a putt worth the risk, and she pitches up for a double. Bogey?
I think just about. Oh, no, it's a 3, so double.
Yeah, double. Ella Hansen is in for par.
I sometimes forget that this hole is just a par 3. Jennifer Allen with the par.
Alexis with the dirty double here on the first.
Hole 2, par 4, 376 feet. We have a new pin position today at the top of the hill. So you'll see players just trying to get as far up into the center of this fairway as you can. On the left and right sides, there's some sloping grass hills. So a lot of players, even if you do leak to the sides, you can hit that and roll back to semi-flat footing. With this pin being perched right at the top, the putts are tricky and those rollaways can happen.
Little appearance from Stephanie Vincent and Harvey in the hole preview.
Harvey's such a sweetheart.
Missy Gannon up first, but she throws it sort of straight across the chest instead of with a nose uphill angle, and she didn't make it very far off the tee. Jennifer Allen smashes one, but it seems like the headwind sort of pushed her down. The tailwind sort of pushed her down a bit.
It did look that way. Ella going with a little more stability. She's going to catch that right side and gets a great roll. So she'll probably just have a standstill approach up to the basket. I know personally I'd rather lay up just in front of the pin versus going just past the pin and not having to look down the hill when I putt.
Isn't that the truth? Missy Gannon up first, probably about 300 to get up to the basket. Mandujano has about 275, maybe 280 to get up to the basket, and she's given herself a birdie putt.
It almost looked like she had under-rotated her hips a little bit, and I thought that was going to be way more left. I'm glad it wasn't.
And Jennifer Allen has thrown so far, she's just using a standstill putter and has actually thrown past it outside the circle, and that's going to be one of those putts you got to think about.
This is a par 4, so she wouldn't card a bogey if she decided to lay up, but I don't know if that's... I don't know. I feel like I've seen her get so much more aggressive with her putting this year.
And Missy is a little too short to make it a putt, so she pitches up and she'll play for par. And Jennifer Allen looking for the birdie putt from 33. She says no thank you, and she lays it up to the base of the tower with a little smirk.
Yeah. A birdie from Alexis. Missy just going to card a par there. And Ella with the tap-in birdie.
Jen dropping in her wise par play. Would you have gone for that putt?
No. I want to say yes, but realistically, that's one of those where if I ran it and didn't get it, I would get the disapproving head shake from my caddy.
Welcome back, Ace Runners. Hole 3, par 5, 915 feet. Downhill, this tee shot is so fun. Out of bounds, left and right. If you want to get max distance off the tee, you can, which would give you an eagle bid. However, short and conservative with a mid or a putter off the tee is fine as well. Your first shot could land here, or your second shot, depending on how aggressive you're playing the hole. And from there, you can just go hyzer, 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 and hopefully get yourself a look at a birdie. Ella Hansen up first. It's got a lot of height on it. Looking like a fairly neutral disc, but it's moving left quickly. And she has hyzered out of bounds on the left side.
This hole is so fun to attack, but it's also very forgiving, even with kind of the crazy thorns we have on the side, because going OB off the tee, everyone in this field can still get the par.
Alexis also throws out of bounds on the left side. I really feel like, you can go out of bounds and still get a par here, but a lot of these players are just throwing straight across. I find the more successful shots are a bit nose down.
I agree. This looks fantastic from Missy.
Yes, Missy has looked like more of an understable disc. She got a nice flex out of it. Good distance. And do you throw a mid or a driver off the tee here?
I go fairway driver, and I try and throw that nose down angle.
Jennifer definitely threw a nose down, pulls it on the right side, letting the disc work back to the fairway. And her angle control on that was perfect.
Beautiful. Yeah, I find that I want to try and push my distance, but I'd rather just get to the ground faster.
Ella's third shot.
Ooh,
that hyzer was looking a little risky, but she's in perfect position.
the OB on those signs is not as close as a lot of the players are used to, and you actually have almost 10 to 15 feet up on the top hill where the OB line is past the boards.
Alexis going for the smart hyzer play as well, just positioning herself to be safe.
Slightly awkward footing. Didn't want to
Jennifer.
go for the run up, so
Yep.
stand still into that thinner part of the fairway. Looks like Missy's just on the edge of that, so she's going to take a few steps.
This is Missy's second shot. She goes over that out of bounds corner, but it's a little lower than she liked, and she has landed in that out of bounds corner.
That area was not out of bounds last year. But it still had the sign in the middle, which I thought was funny. Did it not have the sign?
It did have the sign. I was just looking at Missy's drop spot, which looked odd from the angle. She was over on the left side of the fairway, so how did she end up behind the middle of the section? I don't know. Sometimes the angles are weird on that hole.
That's true. Alexis putting her approach way past the basket. She's in circle 2 coming back.
Yeah, that's a 50-footer.
Ella with her approach wants to get close so she can save her par. She'll have about, 20 feet?
Jennifer, stand still AVR.
For her third.
She pulls that a little longer than intended. Very similar to hole 2's shot. She's now circle's edge for a birdie look.
Ooh, off the top for Mandujano. Missy leaves her bid low.
Jennifer looking for a birdie.
Yeah, after a drive like hers, that's got to sting a little bit. Ooh, Ella
in
saved
for
par.
Because Jennifer can throw 500. She could have easily been aggressive on her second shot and tried to be greedy and get all
Yeah.
the way there for an eagle, but she didn't. She played it smart for the birdie and still didn't get it. Alexis's putt falls out right side. Jen gives her permission to tap out early.
I always appreciate that. A little speed of play.
Jen looking to clean up par from 15. She's in.
Wasn't she just wearing pants? Like the last hole? Sorry.
This is a good course
Missy
to wear
grabs
pants
her buggy.
on. Her buggy?
Her buggy.
Get your buggy, Missy. It's time to go to
threw
hole
me
4.
off. I could have sworn.
Everybody got their buggy? Let me know in the comments if you call a shopping cart a buggy or a shopping cart, because in partnership with Ace Run Pro, I'm actually giving away a Mako 3 star with a custom stamp.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Hole 4, par 4, 508 feet. There's really no way to get super greedy on this hole. We just flew over the ideal landing zone with the highest gap in the trees for an approach at the basket. They've added these tiers since last year, which makes it harder because you can't just skip up the hill. So you really have to execute your shot without going past the basket and down the other hill.
Ella Hansen up first, taking the center route, low, conservative, and controlled, and she's in a great landing zone.
You can throw too far on this tee shot. If you were to take the line that Ella threw and had, higher, she would have been pinched off on the side.
Jen with a very similar shot to Ella's, low and controlled. She's in a good spot as well. Yesterday, I played with Lisa Fakis, who takes the hyzer route, which is pretty rare to see these days.
Yeah, going around the pine. If you can push your hyzer further, you end up in a similar spot to where these backhand straight shots are going.
Ooh, Alexis taking the hyzer route. She
went with
past
the
the tree.
flex.
I actually couldn't tell if she meant to throw that or she was trying to go straight.
I thought she yanked it at first, but then it was such a clean flight that I assume it was on purpose.
Everyone in a similar position. Jennifer taking a knee because you do have some limbs to get underneath for this upshot.
Get above that tier.
And as Raven said, you can't hit the bottom of the hill and scoot up there anymore. They've got those tiers on it.
Ella going with the forehand flex up the hill. I really like that shot. Beautiful. She gets to the top of the tier and she'll be just inside the circle. Hard to tell exactly from that angle.
Missy Gannon has 260, the really nice window. She has a good height on it. And she makes it up to the flats, putting for birdie.
Alexis, with that beautiful forehand approach, puts herself well inside the circle.
Jen does a jump putt layup. She'll take a par here on hole 4.
Ella with the birdie. She's got a really nice start to this round. 2 down so far.
And you can't see what's going on behind that basket, but those are actually very brave putts. You know, if you were to miss the basket completely, you could be 100 feet back behind the basket down the hill.
On the next fairway.
Yep.
Alexis with the birdie, so that makes 3 on the hole. And Jennifer will take a par.
Ella Hansen, the only player under par so far on the round. Hole 5, a super fun wooded hole, 480 feet, a par 3, ranked as the second most difficult hole. I absolutely love this shot. If you are feeling froggy, you can try to push it all the way to this stump or the down logs on the right side and get yourself a birdie putt. But I see a lot of players bleeding over into that right side on the woods and also just, hyzering left into the woods, a little shorter than you'd like. If you want to land in the middle, I think that's probably the smart play if you don't want to be as greedy with the distance.
Yeah, Ella throwing a fairway driver, and that is gorgeous.
Ella Hansen, perfect shot. She's up there putting for birdie from 23 feet.
Yeah. I have seen players go with the mid off the tee, so they don't have to deal with a lot of turn on the disc. But that one, you guarantee that the best you're going to do is a 3.
Missy has a good shot, almost makes it to that stump, but is over on the right side. Should be a simple par for her.
Oh, hold it. So this is that. Oh, all right. Good tree. I was going to say this is what you were talking about when people leak left, but that tree didn't want any part of it.
Jennifer Allen's shot moving over to the right side. And she's over there in the rough, but it's actually fairly open. She should be able to pitch up and play for par.
After that tree kick, Alexis has a wide open approach. A second tree kick brings her back toward the basket. She should have no problem grabbing that par.
I can't stop looking at Missy's shoes.
All day. It goes so well with her shirt. I try not to focus, but it's just so nice. I'm glad you brought it up.
She's looking good out there. I love bright shoes and bright clothes.
Yeah.
This is Jennifer Allen from that little thick corner, just doing a little putter up shot with her Yeti. She didn't seem to like it, but it's actually only like 18 to 20 feet away, so.
Missy having to hyzer around these trees a little bit, leaves it left. Oh, she's outside the circle.
Oh, wrong whisker. Now I see why she was upset. I thought it was outside the bullseye whisker. I'm like, well, why are you mad about that, Jen? She's outside the circle 1 whisker.
Ella for birdie.
Man.
Beautiful.
I don't see a lot of birdies here.
No.
I think I've seen Rebecca Cox get one in the past years, but really that is a rarity on this hole.
And this hole played as the second hardest hole today, and there were only 2 birdies.
Who was it?
It was Ella and Sai Ananda.
Sai Ananda.
Yes. Yeah, this hole did not play as difficult yesterday.
Missy and Jennifer Allen both taking a bogey, a Mandujano with a par. And that's 2 birdies in a row for Ella Hansen.
Heating up. That's all I gotta say about that. For now.
That Hansen heat.
Moving on to hole 6, par 4, 419 feet. Off the tee, your 2 main options are to throw something a little more controlled in a pitch up, land just at the end of this sunspot, leaving you level with the area you're trying to land in. Some players will go aggressive and get into the ditch, leaving them with a forehand approach shot up the hill to this basket. With it being a par 4, everyone in this field can get there for the fairly easy birdie putt. There's no OB to contend with, but there are a lot of trees. They just get in the way sometimes.
Ella Hansen up first after 2 birdies in a row with a nice controlled putter hyzer placement shot. It's right where you want to be. With her forehand and backhand, that tree shouldn't give her much trouble.
I like this shot from Alexis. She should be just at the top of the hill. Missy's going to be on the left side of that gap. There is a skinnier section that you can hit, but I would say the ideal shot is about 15 to 20 feet right of that.
Jennifer was going to... Yeah, she was going to be going down the hill a bit, but...
See, where she is what I consider like the perfect spot. Whether you're backhand or forehand dominant, I think she's an ideal.
Jennifer looking for a backhand turnover, but just pulls it on the right side, and now she's down in that gully. She's going to have to play for par.
Ella stepping out to throw a forehand. I love playing it into the hill to let it just slide up. It's a very fast green. No grass, just dirt.
I yelled at my upshot today, "Scoot!" It scooted, too.
You got a good scoot out of it?
I did.
That's nice.
Like you said, I like to land a little short and sort of trickle up there. And Missy looks to have given herself a birdie putt.
Alexis just pushing the back edge of those trees.
I love the way she just traced that back wall of trees.
Yeah.
Her forehand's looking saucy.
Saucy's a good word for it.
Now this is Jennifer looking to scramble for par. Just another backhand putter upshot, and it has failed her again. She hit a tree on the way there, which is what happened on the last hole. And now she'll have a drop-in bogey.
This is Ella's putt for birdie. Do it. Oh, catches the right rim but leaves her close.
Oh, Missy wasn't as close as it appeared. It must have trickled down the hill. It looks like, I don't know if Missy meant to lay that up, but she's got to drop in nevertheless.
The way the wind looked like it was swirling through the trees, I feel like she did mean to lay that one up.
It's not often you see Missy lay up.
No. Alexis cards the birdie. Ella will take her par and move on. We've got the two tap-ins from Jen and Missy. Jennifer taking a bogey and Missy getting a par. Ella keeping her card clean. Love to see that.
Hole 7, a 538-foot, a par 4. This is a fun hole. Out of bounds on the right side. Your drive should go to the flats. That would be ideal right about here. That'll give you 250 to 290 into the green. Now, a lot of the drives land short of the hill, which forces you to lay up and play the hole for par. I feel like if you're trying to get the birdie, you need to get past the hill up onto the flat spot to give you that birdie look. Mandujano up first.
I love this play, having a slight turnover where you aim at that tree on the left side of the top of the hill. Mandujano, her just doesn't complete the turn, and she fades out left. She might still be in good position, though, for an aggressive second shot.
Ella kicks off that tree, which is a good visual landing point. Almost hits the cameraman, and that's a prime position.
Missy aiming right at the tree. She also makes contact with it, but she'll be at the top of the hill.
Jennifer Allen's shot is moving to the right side, flying over the out of bounds,
Wow.
trickling through the out of bounds area, and she's safe with the longest drive of the group.
That's like her third drive in the last couple holes that she's kind of pulled to the right side, but that one worked for her.
And from here, Missy looks to be leaking left down the hill. Could be a birdie putt, but a long one, possibly similar to the last hole.
Alexis probably not going to get too aggressive, playing a safe hyzer shot, keeping herself away from the OB.
Once you're over there on the left side, you're kind of pinched off to attack for birdie. Ella, however, is perfectly lined up to get it up there, past the pin. She's looking at birdie from 25 feet. Jennifer Allen, 250 to the pin, using her Standstill Yeti AVR again.
Leaves that short and left. Doesn't look like it pushed too far up the hill, but I wouldn't suspect that it went down the hill at all either. Alexis with a solid layup there. She'll be able to get her par.
Missy's got a look at birdie from 28, and she airmails it over the top of the basket. It's not too long of a comeback for Missy.
Good point.
Jennifer Allen looking to get a birdie, and she airmails her shot just like Missy's, and now her and Missy are hanging out together. Oh no, that's a meaty comeback.
I'm curious if the wind felt more aggressive to them from that spot.
Right.
Because they made the same error.
They did. Jennifer Allen makes good for that scramble comeback par putt. That was an incredible save. I mean, this comeback
These looked
par
a lot
putt
closer on the camera.
It did. It's 28 feet. Missy's in for her par save. That one can shake you. Jennifer Allen needs to get some birdies on the scorecard, just like Ella Hansen just did. Man, Ella's score looking good. That birdie puts her at 4 under for the round.
Alexis makes good on her par tap-in. Impressive putts there from Missy and Jen. Not always easy after you airball one like that, so. Hole 8, par 4, 390 feet. You have OB along the left and right side, and the fairway curves up to the right, and the pin just keeps going. A lot of players are going to play something on the left side of this tree, whether that is a backhand turnover or a forehand. Good shots get next to the tree, great shots get right about where we're flying over, leaving you with a short pitch up to the basket. The OB does continue all the way up along the sides.
In years past, the left side was safe. Now you can't just, air out over there for fun. Ella with a forehand off the tee, but she went to the right side of that evergreen, and unfortunately she's out of bounds. Just a little misfire from her.
I'll take the word from the card there. Beautiful shot by Alexis Mandujano.
Missy backhand off the tee. Not much of a turnover angle, more of a straight, short placement shot.
I think it's a very smart play, not risking the turnover with the wind that we were dealing with today and the possibility of cut rolls or anything like that.
Absolutely. Or ending up in that evergreen, which often gives you nothing. Jennifer Allen was also going for a more conservative play, and she's landed short of that evergreen. And she can get up to the basket from here, but it's going to be tricky. Standstill backhand putter. Didn't quite get the angle and distance on it she needed. I mean, heck, that's a putt. You know what? That's
Still a putt for birdie.
That's a birdie putt. I'm taking it all back. She's in the circle putting for birdie.
Holly going all doom and gloom on me over here. What
Look,
does?
this wind, I mean, nobody wants a 30-footer in this wind.
No. Ella's disc looked like it was about to die and then got a little extra boost from the wind.
I'm just trying to get it in the bullseye on days like this. Look at these trees. Alexis has a great forehand, and she is right at the bullseye's whiskers, I think.
Yes,
Or a
correct
leaf.
whiskers that time.
Something red. She's close to the basket.
This is one of
Oh,
the
no.
shorter par 4s that we have. Missy glides over the OB and stays in bounds. So I would say, other than maybe hole 3, this is the easiest one to save par if you go OB.
Jennifer's putt just then was low, and I wondered if it's because the previous one
Was
sort
high.
of, and the same with Missy, perhaps. Maybe they kind of changed the nose angle a
Overcorrecting.
bit. Yep.
This is to save par for Ella Hansen. Atta girl, keep it bogey free. 9 more of those. 10 more of those.
Alexis never takes this long to putt, and you can tell she's really just waiting for the perfect moment of release for this wind, and she's in for the birdie. In wind like this, I mean, even 10, 15 footers can be daunting.
I try not to take too long
Right,
because the longer I sit there and look at it, the longer I overthink it.
right.
And as soon as your putt gets timid in the wind, that's when you miss them. So that will be 3 pars and then the 1 birdie for Alexis.
Welcome back, hole 9, a 472-foot downhill par 3. This is one of my favorite shots to get a birdie look on. There's not really any out of bounds to worry about, but if you do not make it past all of those bushes you see early on the left side, that could mean trouble. A lot of the shots just hyzer out anywhere in the short grass, pitch up and play for a par. But really, personally, I'm trying to get down there and get a look at a birdie too, which is going to be strokes on folks. Alexis Mandujano up first.
There were no birdies on this hole yesterday, so I would love to see one today.
Alexis is down there. She has a 70-foot look at it. This is an elevated basket, and it's just getting windier. Ella Hansen up second. She's got a nice height on it. Ooh, the wind takes it up. Look
Oh
at this
my
thing.
gosh.
Look at this thing go. She gone.
I would love to see a follow flight of that.
And we actually have had no spotters on this hole all week when I've played it, which has been quite the challenge.
We've kind of been hound dogs about it. Like, we are all watching so carefully, and then wow, hers got no action compared to Ella's.
Missy's made it a good distance down there, but she's landed on the left side. She'll probably have to pitch up. I don't imagine Missy's going to try to throw that in.
And after seeing what happened to Ella's disc, it looks like Missy and Jen both kind of tried to correct and not let that happen, leaving them on that left side, throwing something a little more stable.
Alexis looking to pitch up and play for par.
Oh, that was beautiful. Well done.
And if you missed earlier, in partnership with Ace Run Pro, I'm giving away a Star Mako 3 with a custom stamp. Just let us know in the comments if you call a shopping cart a buggy or a shopping cart. I call it a buggy.
Figured you would.
What do you call it?
I call it a shopping cart.
Shopping cart?
Yeah, or just cart.
It's been
I don't
a
even
buggy.
say shopping.
Buggy for life.
Good layups there from Missy and Jen. Or an Ella also. A
Ella's
little
in
high
for
on the
par.
putt. Safe.
I blame the wind.
True. This is a good day to blame the wind. Missy jamming her putt in there for the par.
Did we have any birdies here today?
We had no birdies here today.
No
so that
birdies
is
yesterday, no birdies today. Two
2
more
days in a
chances
row.
at it. It's going to happen, I'm telling you.
I'm thinking we should do it tomorrow.
I'm into
Deal?
it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's a deal.
At least 2 birdies on this hole tomorrow by yours truly.
And yours truly.
There it is.
Look at Ella Hansen's scorecard.
That is going to wrap up our front 9. Ella just keeping it so clean. She is 6 down on her total score, trying to catch up to Own, who is clearly continuing to shred. But Cat Merchant, Hall, and Hanley right on the tail.
It's been fun hanging out with you guys for this round 2 front 9 coverage. Please like and subscribe to Ace Run Productions on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We really appreciate them being out here covering our FPO chase card all season long. And if you'd like to support me, you can head on over to pharmacbd.com and use code HOLLY for 20% off all products.
I want to thank the Ace Runners. Don't forget to leave a comment for your chance to win one of Holly's discs. And if you want to support me, Raven Klein, you can head on over to Dynamic Disc website for my tour series or Disc Golf Bra in another round. We'll see you on the back 9.